This podcast features adults using adult language. Viewer discretion is advised. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Homebrewed. I'm going to be completely honest. After we're recording the session, I have to get on a plane to go to an author event. So this session may run a little bit short, so let's get through all this intro stuff so we can get into the story as quick as we can. First things first, if you want to support the podcast, I don't know why that took me a minute to think of. If you want to support the podcast, as always, sharing, subscribing, any and all of that helps the podcast reach more people. If you want to go an extra mile, then go check out our Patreon. You'll get access to any and all of our streams, as well as access to the team or to all the players outside, as well as any guests we have. You'll get first pick on any special bonus sessions we do. Any and all of that will be accessible to our patrons first, and then eventually to our the rest of our supporters. Which again, thank you guys so much. What else? That's generally it. I think that's all the news. We've still been trying to give away books for forever, so please enter our giveaways. Even if you have a copy of Wordwalkers, it's a great chance to get another book to gift, because I gotta give away this book before we get another new prize, so you guys should really enter. So yeah, stay tuned to my social medias for updates on some soon-to-be sessions that we're going to be doing some one-shots in over the following months. And as always, just stay tuned for more Homebrewed. And with that, let's get started. To recap last time, the four of y'all made your way through the swamps outside of Punamweu to help Brysa recover his supplies that had been taken when he was taken hostage by the bandits. You all succeeded on the way. You kind of started discovering some innate abilities, had some epiphanies, made some new friends, and eventually made your way to this bandit camp that Brysa had been to before. You encountered and dealt with a few of the bandits before knocking one out, and then witnessing the rest of the bandits be taken over by this malevolent force that all of you have kind of started calling some kind of demon intervention. After defeating, you took the one bandit you did not kill, interviewed him, got some goods and information out of the camp, and then have been making your way back through town, or back towards Punamweu. Did you guys stop to rest, or you are going through the middle of the night?
Are we injured? I don't remember.
Most of you, yes.
We should probably stop to rest then.
Yeah, take a nap.
All right.
Yeah.
I will say, are you doubling back to where are you guys camping? In the swamp or in the bandit camp, or?
We might as well use the bandit camp.
Okay.
I'm gonna say they scouted it for a reason.
All right. Well then, the camp is already under control. So you guys double back and head to the camp. There are plenty of tents. You find the fellow you tied up. Still sitting by the fire. You see him kind of leaning back towards the fire with his hands behind his back. But as he hears you guys, he kind of sits back up. And his unconscious friend is laying on the ground next to him. Alright, so do you guys have particular tents you want, or just taking whatever's free?
Whatever's free works for me.
Yeah.
Should one of us set up a watch?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Who wants to take first watch then?
I'll take first watch.
Least injured.
Eleanor is the least injured right now.
Oh.
Alright, then I'll take the first watch.
Okay. Alright, so all of you pick tents, start heading to sleep. Brysa, are you trying to get Virathine to stay at the camp, or are you just kind of letting her wander?
I let her wander. She does her own thing anyway, so
then I will say that counts as her being dismissed as she wanders out into the woods.
Fair.
So she has made her way to go out and forage, leaving y'all at the camp. Eleanor, you and your new pet take a seat by the fire as the rest of y'all go to sleep. Eleanor, I need you to make me a perception check.
11.
11? Okay. Eleanor, you don't notice anything during the night. It seems pretty peaceful to you. Who relieves Eleanor from first watch?
I will.
Then I need you to make a perception check for me, too. Woo!
Alright, that's good.
Alright. So Brysa, you're kind of just, like, sitting out there, and, like, a lot's happened, so you're pretty awake. Easy for you to stay up. Don't notice anything on your watch. Who relieves Brysa for the third watch, for the last watch?
I can.
Okay. Then I need a perception check too. Alright. Same as before. Other than your buddy, who is being kind of like keeping an eye on y'all, and I will say this for Brysa too. Nothing really happens throughout the night. Other than that guy, I mean, he's not talking to you, but he's just kind of like, you see him like leaning back towards the fire and then sit back up. But nothing really happens. Alright, so everyone can heal back up to max health. Have completed a long rest.
Is there a button for it on here like there is on D&D Beyond?
I don't think so. I think if you click on your...
there was. I don't know.
I mean, if you just click on your character icon, it'll come up with the 3 bubbles, and if you type in the red one, it'll fill up your health.
Okay.
So that should be... I keep forgetting how much of a tank Eleanor is.
Yep. It's amazing considering she's a skinny 16-year-old.
She's just built. She's just like full of spite. She won't go down. Like a chihuahua.
Yeah. She's a chihuahua.
Alright. So with that watch complete, peaceful night, everyone is rested up. You guys have all recovered any long rest abilities. New day. What are you guys doing?
Well, I probably should get my heart back because she was pulling the cart.
Good point.
I would like to try to do that racially, so I'm not eating up my key point.
Okay. So that is a persuasion check, DC 15.
Hey, just barely.
There you go. Summon your heart back. So yeah, with a kind of like a quick, what do you say to summon Virathine back?
I imagine that I just sort of like whistle, and the whistle carries on the wind, like almost like it's echoing a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So as this like whistle like echoes out kind of ethereally, after a moment, you see the mist kind of pool up and split in the early morning. And Virathine comes bounding back through and approaches back up to the glade. So let me drop back in Virathine.
All right.
Find the token.
Well, I suppose we should get it hooked back up to the cart then, right?
Yep. Let me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. There's Virathine back.
Okay.
5 people. Oh my god.
Does she eat when, like, she's gone, or do I need to feed her?
I will say since hearts are kind of like, it's a semi-domesticated wild creature, she can take care of herself, like, if you put a horse out to pasture or a cow out to pasture, it's gonna eat. So she's probably fine, but if you took time to like feed her, then we can talk about increasing your bond.
Okay. I'll probably, if the bandits had anything from their beasts of burden, I'll probably give her some of that.
Okay. I will say you could probably find like stale-ish oats. It's not really the best quality because like these are bandits and they're operating out of stolen goods. But you can find some stuff that kind of like helps supplement her grazing for the day. We'll count that as you can mark 1 bond.
Hey.
All right. So with Virathine hooked back up to the cart and fed, she seems pretty happy to be starting the day, or to see you all again, I guess. And fed, so you know, happy fed animal is a happy animal. With that said, where are you guys? Do you guys know what direction you need to head back to Puenamweu? Or what are you guys doing? That's on me. Sorry.
Well, do we want to go back to the town that we terrorized with a stampede?
Probably not.
I mean, aren't we supposed to tell them we got rid of the bandits?
I don't think we need to go
know
back
what
to
you're supposed
that
to
part
do.
of the town.
Well, I'm out of ideas.
I don't think they'll know that we did it.
That's fair.
I mean, did they see us cast the spell?
Make an insight check.
Insight.
You don't know. You don't think they saw it though. You're good. Your pride's fine. You got away perfectly.
Do you think they saw us?
I don't think so, but chill out. You guys are right next to each other. You're being super loud. I can hear you over my headset.
I will point out to Vitani, Eleanor, and Nathan that you have left Choi at the mercy of the village elder, needing to get tax collections.
Troy.
Who?
Choi?
Was that the child?
No, that was Sui.
Oh.
Choi is the young woman who you were escorting to collect taxes with for Paran.
Oh, yes. We should go get her.
Oh, the nervous woman.
Brysa, did you meet Choi?
I remember seeing her briefly, I think. Didn't I?
I don't think so.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
Forget I said that. That didn't happen.
They came and met you in the barn, and Choi was staying with the cart, so Brysa wouldn't have met her.
That's right. And then there was a stampede.
There you go. Was not an opportunity. But fair. Good try. Alright, so do you guys want to head back to Puenamweu then?
Yeah, let's do that.
Alright. Do you want to head back, like, you guys can go around, like, on the road if you are trying to avoid, like, going back the way you left, to avoid suspicions. So, or you could go back to the field that you caused the stampede out of. That's your call.
I feel like we want to go the path of least resistance when it comes to carrying this cart with all the goods.
So to the road then.
All right. Abandoning the last 2 remaining bandits, at the camp, you guys with the cart make your way back through, the swamps. It doesn't take too long. It's maybe a mile or two from the camp, but you guys manage to hit a road. There's a pretty clear track. I mean, I'm not even gonna ask you to roll for it because, like, it's a loaded wagon cart rolling through the mud is gonna leave a pretty clear mark in the dirt. So pretty easily you can find the way back to the road. Pretty easy to pull the cart up onto the road, particularly for Virathine, who is massive. And you have made it tongue-tied. Back on the road, it is Nathan, Eleanor, and Vitani. You're all kind of used to, you've traveled on this road a little bit now to get to Puenameu. It's still kind of like semi-slushy or all on the edges. There are a couple puddles that run out on the middle of it. Not a lot of travelers this far out. As you come out, there's like an older elder man. I don't know how to say that. An elder elf. And he's kind of like stopped and is watching y'all with confusion as you guys like pull out onto the road from the middle of the forest. He just kind of like cocks his head and is watching y'all.
Is it that same guy from before
What do you mean?
that was trying to buy our cart?
Make a perception check.
Great.
Make a perception check.
Wouldn't I just be able to?
What's happening this time?
Well, you only met him like once, and you've been through a lot since then. It is not the same guy. This is like an old, like elderly person. He's like been
Okay, I
through
won't stop
decaying.
in.
Well, that shortcut certainly didn't work out, did it?
Oh no.
As you guys are like pulling out, he like takes a step forward, and let me find my old man voice. I'm just gonna take a minute to get into it. He's like, what a long way from the road for a cart, don't you think? Fuck, I'm awful at voices. Fuck off.
Was he deceived at all by my comment about the shortcut being a long?
Let me see. No, he rolled an 18.
Dang it!
He just thinks that you guys are weird.
That is true.
He would not be off base.
Yeah, you have a pretty stabby child with you. That's fair.
I love how the thing we're pointing out is the stabby child and not the giant rain elk of doom or the like humanoid with antlers. It's no, we have a 16-year-old with a knife.
I mean, as far as safety priorities go, I would say 16-year-old with a knife.
Very dangerous and untrained.
Wink, wink.
She's right. So like he's like you say that, and he just kind of gives you a look, Brysa, like, what are you talking about? Like, you're in the middle of nowhere. What kind of shortcut would you take? Is not buying it. It's like, I don't know about that, but can you stop laughing? It's hard for me to do voices, Tegan.
You really sound like a dude I met in Minnesota who was old.
You do. You sound like you're from Minnesota.
I'm trying really hard to do an old man voice. It's the best I can do.
I've lived
Old
in
men
Minnesota.
don't come
so
from Minnesota.
Old men exclusively come from Minnesota. Go away. Go away. Doing my best. Maybe lose my train of thought. What was he saying? Are you kiddos lost out here, or Simo?
Yep, we're fine.
All right. Then he's gonna keep walking. Then.
Yep. Yeah, keep walking, old man.
You stop it.
Stab the old man.
Oh my god, no.
How did Eleanor end up as the face for this party?
She has a knife and a feral dog.
listen to the person with the knife and the feral dog.
She's an anime protagonist. I get it.
All right. What are you guys doing?
I suppose we waltz into town.
All right. So yeah, continuing along the road doesn't take you guys too long. It's starting to follow the not really signs, but like heading towards heavier tread roads. Make your way back to Punawayu. On arriving in the village, and let me swap us all over to that map. Back to Punawayu. Da-da! Your old icons are still over there in the barn. Let's just...
Doppelgangers.
I don't want to delete the cows.
They're pretty cows.
They're pretty cows. Let me pop you guys all in.
There we are.
So, back in Punawayu, as far as the side of town that you're coming in, there's definitely been some damage, particularly to this, generic farm field over here. Which is, the rest of these farms are, like, rice paddies, but this farm over here is kind of, like, vegetables. You can tell it's been a little bit decimated. Can't say by what has wrecked this farm in particular. Other than that, it is the town looks about the same as normal. There are no roaming cows left in the vicinity. But something's definitely been running around in here. It looks a little bit more disheveled than it was when you all were here last. At least 3 of you were here last. One of you was inside a barn and does not know what Punawayu really looks like.
Yep.
Alright, what do you guys do?
I suppose I should defer to all of you to do the talking with your friend we're getting, because I can't imagine, given my track record of reception, that she will respond well to my presence.
Okay.
Alright. Where are you guys headed to look for Choi? I can remind you what's in town if you need it.
Back to where she was before. Wasn't that the tavern or something?
Yeah, that was at the bar. Or at the tavern, yeah. Okay. So you all collectively... Bryce, are you coming into the tavern with them, or are you staying outside?
Oh, I'm not splitting the party. I'm not stupid. Yes, I'm going in with them.
Okay. So the 4 of you, I guess 5 of you if you're bringing in the doggo, head into the tavern. Inside, you see Choi. It is early enough in the morning that she's kind of sitting there, like, nervously eating a plate of breakfast. Behind the counter, you see the innkeeper who you met last time, who is just kind of, like, preparing food. It's not really a lot because, again, Punawayu is pretty reserved. It's not like they get a lot of people in town. As well as Eleanor and Vitani, you will recognize the cranky old elven matriarch who is drumming her fingers, lazily drinking something at the bar counter in the tavern.
Oh, fun.
Good
We
news,
did
we
it.
solved your problem.
Okay, so when you guys come in and say this, you see all 3 of those individuals look up. Choi, like, gets really excited and then immediately gets nervous again, and turns to the 2 at the counter. The bartender turns to Pakapau, the elder, and he says, "See, I told you they'd handle it." And Pakapau looks at you, and then, like, really deliberately, she raises her finger and she counts you off. And she lands on Brysa, and then she turns to Vitani and Eleanor, and she says, "Where is my husband?"
Who?
Her husband.
Did we take him with us?
You were supposed to rescue him.
He wasn't there.
He was... Wasn't where? What do you went to find my husband. That was the agreement.
Is your husband a bandit?
She lights up red against her and she's not a pale complexion. We would say I don't know how to describe her complexion sorry, the approximate for Naguri is Asian, and I don't know how to describe that. Sorry. But
Looks Asian.
There we go. But she you can see the color in her skin is what I'm trying to say. Is you can see she lights up red, angry when you say that if you ask if her husband is a bandit, and she's just staring daggers at you and just through her teeth. My husband is the patriarch of this town, and you would dare call him a bandit?
Just saying. They all seemed ready to attack us, and no one was tied up. Except for the one we tied up. We tied up some people.
I don't know if you should keep on antagonizing her.
Did we check the tents?
You did check the tents. You did not find anyone in the camp.
Okay.
The bandit camp.
Yeah, but we dealt with the bandits. You don't have a bandit problem anymore.
When you say that, the innkeeper kind of leans over and pats Pakapau on the back, and he's like, I mean, that's one less problem. I'm sure we can find your husband, and it won't be too hard now that it's not dangerous to go out in the woods. And she's just rubbing her temples like this was not the agreement we came to. Where is my husband? But after a few minutes of between y'all kind of negotiating with her and the innkeeper kind of stepping in on your behalf, she just rubs her temples again, and she's like, fine. I see zero reason to reward all of you for completely failing the task I gave you.
Why don't you actually just pay your bloody taxes? Who do you think you are, Amazon?
Oh. Jesus.
And she kind of I will assume you did not say Amazon in character, because if you did, she's going to be confused. But at that comment, she kind of cuts herself off and turns to Choi and just snaps her fingers and motions for Choi to come over. And Choi immediately responds.
This Choi is terrified.
Yes. Pakapao leans over the counter, pulls out a bag of coins from behind the innkeeper's bar, and tosses it to Choi, gets up, and storms out.
You think maybe her husband ran away?
Yeah. You're speaking, he's in hiding.
At that comment, the bartender kind of laughs, and he says, I'd get out of town before you make any kind of suggestions like that in front of Pakapao again.
Oh, that's fine. We gathered the taxes.
We have done our job.
Okay.
I can't 100% remember what it was. I can't remember why we're doing it.
You agreed to, Eleanor, Vitani, and Nathan had agreed to help Paran get taxes from Punaweu, which is why y'all and Choi had come here. Had gotten, went to help Brysa, have come back. So you have collected the taxes, would need to take those back to Paran now. Okie doke. So Choi, now clutching this bag of gold, kind of looks at all of you and then lands again on Brysa, who is the newcomer in the situation. And she's like, well, we should get back. Who's your friend?
That's our talking cow.
I'm not a talking cow.
It doesn't look like a talking cow.
I have to go because this is a horrible town and I never want to come back.
Fair.
It's full of rich people who don't pay their taxes.
She paid her taxes. She just didn't want to pay you.
And lock talking cows up. And have horrible bratty children.
Okay. So Choi kind of nods her head. She's like, I'd be happy to get back to Makaweri, if all of you are ready. Let's go. And just kind of very quickly shuffles out of the tavern and makes her way back over to your cart. You can tell pretty quickly she gets the horses out and hitched to the original cart you have. Although at the sight of Virathine and the second cart, she kind of looks between all of you, and is like, where did you get this?
Oh,
Talking cow.
it's mine.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't get your name. I'm Choi. And she holds out her free hand. Oh, someone did food.
Oop. Someone died.
Oh, it would be Eleanor.
Ah.
Think she might have extra fish.
Uh-oh.
We'll see in a second. I don't know. That's just a guess.
I hope not.
She just went offline.
Ooh,
Which
yeah, it's
makes
probably
me
a
think-
crash.
Yeah, she's typing. Hello?
Hey, you working again?
Yep.
Yes.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there.
No worries. It's a long way across the pond. The signal's got to go through a lot of water.
So, my name is Brysa.
It's very nice to meet you. And you're what are you? I'm not gonna ask any more questions. Let's just get home. And she just kind of climbs back in her cart. And she looks between the four of you and says, is anyone gonna ride with me, or do you want to stay with your new cart?
I'll ride with you.
Oh, great. And she scoots over and makes room for you up on the front seat. Okay. Who is riding in which carts?
I'm riding in quote-unquote my cart.
Okay. And Vitani is riding up front with Choi. Nathan and Eleanor, where are you guys riding? Unless you want to run.
In the back, I guess?
Which cart?
I don't know. I don't see a point in choosing one over the other. Just one of them?
Okay, then I'm going to put you in the back with the money.
Okay.
You're riding with Choi now. It's been decided.
Okay.
Eleanor, do you have a preference?
I'll go in the back of the one with Bryce, so there's enough space for my dog.
Okay. All right. So with all of you loaded up in the cart, carts, there are plural. You guys start making your way back to Makaweri. It is a 2-day ride. However, since you have dealt with the bandits and made a pretty big impression on the wildlife, I'm not going to say that a lot happens unless you guys want to do something during this 2-ish day period that you are headed back to Makaweri. if there's any kind of conversation you want to have with each other, or in like Nathan's case, if you want to get any healer salves prepared or anything like that.
I'm sorry?
There's not really, like, you guys have dealt with the bandits in the area, and you've, like, none of the wildlife is going to be stupid enough to attack 2 big carts. So there isn't really anything that's going to, like, there's nothing that would really jump out at you over the next 2 days. But if there's something you want to do, like a conversation you want to have with another member of the party, or like a task you want to do, like bonding with one of your pets, or like Nathan preparing healer salves or something like that, clarify that. Otherwise, we are going to get right to Makawari.
I just spent the whole trip playing with my dog.
You add 1 bond to you and your dog's relationship. Remind me what her name is.
Faylene.
Faylene, thank you. I was trying to find it in the chat and I couldn't. Okay, Faylene. So yeah, you can mark.
Yeah, I've only said it out loud.
I don't know. I don't think we're doing bond since I haven't figured out Ranger Companions with bond yet. So if you want to mark that you gained 1 bond, you are welcome to. If you're not worried, if you don't want to worry about that since the system isn't updated for Rangers Companions, then you can skip it.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Then, like I said, it's pretty uneventful. You've been through these roads. You've dealt with the bandits in the area, so there's no one to, like, interfere. So after 2 days of just pretty casual riding back through the swamps, you reach the Paddylands, past Pond's farm. Vitani and Nathan, you may remember him, and have reached Makawari again. Let me hop you guys back over to that map. And I have updated the scale of this map so it's correct again. Before it was too small.
Hey.
So let me... And now I have to pull out tokens again. Ugh. Let me... Boom.
Man. I have the worst HP.
You are a little bit low on the health.
Token. Ooh.
There is Faylene.
Oh my god.
Oh, I have 2 hearts now. I only need 1 heart, please.
Oh, I remember this place.
Yep, this is where we started. Oh my gosh.
This is where I live. I can see my house from here.
You might actually be able to see your house from here. Alright. There is everyone's things. And I did add in the journal, there is a Makawari map guide. It is filled in and all of you can edit. I've filled in all the places that at least one of you knows what it is or what it's called. So if you want to change any of the notes in there, it's in the journal. It's called the Makawari Map Guide for the numbering stuff.
Okay.
Just to make that easier. Okay. So pulling up into Makawari, Choi kind of like finally, as like you were rolling into town proper, she like finally seems to relax. And she turns to, I would assume if Vitani would still be riding with her. And she says, I can't thank you guys enough for coming with me and keeping me safe and helping me. Just everything. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I'm sure Paran will be really happy to see you all.
I just want some more pastries.
That does
No
sound
problem.
really nice right now.
Yeah.
Did you say pastries?
Yes, I did.
I haven't had a pastry since I got in this dimension, frankly, and I need one.
Would you like?
We're in a lovely place.
I'd be happy to treat you all. I know it's not a big thank you, but I really appreciate it. If you, I'm sure Piran wouldn't mind waiting a little bit longer. He's waited already a few days. If we want to go get a snack.
Yes, 1,000 times yes.
Okay.
To the bakery.
All right, then all of you guys make your way over to Choi's Custard, which is Dot. Let me see if I can move you all. There, popped you all over. Okay. And upon entering, you see the. Oh man, I have to pull up. It's been a while since we've been in Makawari. I gotta pull up the guide to all the Makawarians. Let's see who works in. I remember their voice. I don't remember their name. Who runs? Where is it? Oh my god. Oh gosh.
I will pat Vera's line and ask her to please stay outside with the promise of a pastry when I return.
Okay. I don't think I actually gave them a name. I remember saying that they were non-binary. And I remember their voice. So, oh no, wait, here it is. Yeah. So you see a small feminine half elf, and another small elf, who has big black splotches along their arms, kind of like ocelot spots. Who has a more androgynous appearance, and upon entry, the more androgynous of one says, "Hello, welcome back to Choi's Custard. I see we have returned customers, and you have brought new ones. It's so happy to see you all again. Can I help you with something today?"
We need the best pastries you've got for someone who hasn't had pastries since he arrived in this dimension.
Oh my goodness, that's quite
I don't
a
know what
challenge.
that means, but I'm afraid to ask. Just do it.
Oh, I have a number of recommendations if you are craving something sweet, my friend. How extravagant would you like to go? And they start leaning towards some 3-tower cakes. We can go quite extravagant if that's what you would like.
You said that Choi was treating us?
Yes.
We go as extravagantly as possible.
Jeez.
Okay, so you want to go for one of the 3-tier cakes?
Yes, I would like to sidle up to him and lay my hands delicately on his shoulders and say, "We need the absolute finest. Preferably something with cream and jelly."
They clap you back on the shoulders. "Absolutely, my dear." And they turn and call back over their shoulder. "May we have some tall orders to fill?" And just jogs off into the back. When you look back at Choi, her face is white as a sheet.
Just making Troy
character,
regret being born.
What?
Making Troy regret just being born in general.
What did you say though, Stephen?
I said out of character, I did that on purpose.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
You all are great to Choi.
You know what they say about people with a shell? The best way to bring them out of it is to take the shell away. Break it now.
Oh my god.
Okay.
That way they'll be naked and homeless.
Okay. So after we'll say it takes at least an hour, and you can see normal baking traditions, but then also you see this small elf who you've been talking to at the counter, throwing in magical flair and just raising up bowls telekinetically, and just moving things around faster than would normally work if like you were just using your hands. And so surprisingly, much faster than a normal kitchen. In about an hour, they come back out with this 3-tier cake. It is covered in like cream frosting, and has like fruit like layered on top. It's not a fruit cake, but it does have like fruit decorating all 3 tiers with like ornate flower patterns. And they lean out across the counter. Will this do, darling?
Oh, yes. What are the rest of you having?
Choi faints.
And after a dramatic pause, I will wink and say, just kidding, I intended to share.
Okay.
Oh.
As Choi faints, you see this elf kind of lean over the counter at her and then look back at you and say, "Oh dears, well, it is a bit steep. Who's paying?"
The unconscious one.
Oh, of course. Choi, can you wake up, dear? Choi eventually comes back to. Oh, how much is it? Well, 300 gold pieces. Choi faints again. And they fold their arms and lean across the counter and say, "I can set up a tab with Perron, if you would make things a little bit easier. I know, it's a lovely cake, but something tells me you're in his employ too, so if you can take our fainting friend here, I can settle the tab with the guildmaster."
Very well.
Fantastic. Then do enjoy. And they lift up the cake and it like floats out to you, before like immediately like being wrapped up in a bundle and suddenly like squashing down, lands in your hand. I'd be careful unpacking that. It'll explode a little bit back to get right back to size.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
It's quite convenient for travel with being on the water and all.
That is fantastic. We have nothing like this where I come from.
Oh, where do you come from? It's a funny accent you have. I'd love to learn more about it.
A very, very long way away. Another dimension, in fact.
They kind of tilt their head and then shrug. Okay. I didn't think Diandra counted as another dimension, but all right. No. It's
a very different place from Diandra. What is it called again?
Fala Cerny.
Okay, I dropped that name.
Okay. Let me roll a check real quick. They rolled a crit 1. They have no idea what you're talking about. And I just smile and nod, like, I really hope you enjoy that cake. I spent a whole hour on it. It's delightful, I'm sure. Another day.
Yes, another time then. Thank you so much.
They're kind of like waving you out of like confusion. You hear them go back. Hey, have you ever heard of a philosophy before? Before the door closes, and you guys are back outside, on the street with a unconscious. Actually, let me check. Unconscious Joy.
Well, does somebody want to help me gingerly heft her onto Verathan's back?
You do still have both the carts with you.
Let's chuck her in the back of the cart.
All right.
Brysa, you pick up Choi. She's small. I'm not going to make you roll a check for that because she's little. Set her up in the cart. All right. So you have collected an unconscious Choi and a cake. Where are you guys going?
Sounds like a good haul to me.
Suppose we better go and tell Perron that we've done her job.
Eleanor, I feel like you say that to everyone.
I feel like we should also inform him that we started a tab at the bakery.
Okay. Alright. Okay. So, carts in tow. It's not that hard to get over to the merchant hall, and I will say collectively, since all of you have, well, most of you have been there, without much trouble, you get back. You walk across the bridge into the vibrant market square. Despite all the damage that was done, not just a few days prior, most of the stalls have been restored. Eleanor, you see a lot of your neighbors here in this town have set back up shop. You even see one of your siblings setting up shop again. When you pass, their eyes kind of light up before a customer walks up to the stall and they get occupied with having to do business. But it's still damaged, but the marketplace has been pretty repaired. You see more of the watchers stationed around this region. And there are even 2 stationed outside the Merchants Guild as you guys approach. Leaving the carts outside. About the time you roll up, Choi comes back too, and she kind of rubs her head, and she looks around between all of you before kind of connecting where she is. And as you stop outside the Merchants Guild, she hops off and she says, I can go get Perron, unless you all want to come in. And she climbs back up into her wagon and pulls out the coin from inside the safe that was hidden in there. And clutching it close to her chest, she kind of looks between all of you. Well, if you want to shop, I think you need to get paid before you really want to shop, but if you want to come in, or I can bring your money to you, or I don't know how you want to do this.
Well, let's go in.
So heading into the Merchants Guild, Choi leads you back into that back area of the guild. You bypass all the lines of people doing business out front, and head into the tables where you see different members of the guild talking to locals, making deals and stuff. And in the back you see the big bulky form of Perron the Deerin, with a new vibrant orange and gold robe. And upon seeing you, you see his eyes light up, and he shouts, "My friends, you're back! You're back! I see you brought my taxes. Thank you so much for collecting that on behalf of the guild. I can't thank you all enough."
It's do I know what a Deerin is?
I will give you a loose description, and if you want a more specific description, you can roll a history check for me.
Well, I mean, does Brysa?
No, I know for Brysa. Cause generally you would know what the major races of the world are. And just looking at him, he is a big, kind of golem looking creature. I will say that you maybe don't remember how exactly the Deerin, the history of the Deerin and how they came to exist, or a lot of those specifics in them as a race. You do know that they are an arcane race. They're sentient constructs, but they're constructed by nature. They aren't no one built them. They're not golems. But they're wild golems basically, but they're sapient.
Okay.
So they're I think we describe them as somewhere a cross between a Goron from Zelda and a Sylvari from Guild Wars 2.
Okay.
So the muscle part is made up of big rocks and stuff, and then it's bound together by vines and magic.
Oh, cool. Okay, that's very cool.
And as he notices you, Brysa, I will say, because again, you're the new person in the party. I hate to keep highlighting it. But he kind of looks between all of you and he says, You didn't mention a compatriot when I hired you. I shouldn't be a problem if things have been handled and put away.
I would like to hold my finger out to Vitani and then say to him, "Not a talking cow."
I didn't say anything.
You were thinking it.
We all were.
Piran
Both of
gets
you now?
Piran
At 2%?
Piran gets like really confused and tips his head. He kind of scowls before like leveling off, and he says, "I don't know what any of this means, but you've collected my taxes. I owe you all a reward, don't I?"
Yes.
Wonderful. What was the sum we had agreed on? So I remember I remember that you guys agreed on. I can't remember. I think it was 100 gold pieces each.
Nice.
Yeah, I say we up that to 200 gold pieces each because they didn't want to pay their taxes.
Make a persuasion check.
Would that clear them out of all the gold that you just collected?
Might.
Yes.
It might. It's not a big town, yeah.
Just a second.
Alright.
15.
15? Piran kind of grins and he says, "Most people don't really want to pay their taxes. I think considering you faced some dangers along the way. Bandits, was it?
Bandits, wild animals, being locked in a shed, talking to the world's most obnoxious child,
You were locked in
creepy old men who wanted to take our wagon."
You were locked in a shed?
I
Rather,
was.
I see. Rather unorthodox tax collecting methods, but all right. I can make it 150 each.
Did they forget to mention they also narrowly escaped a stampede that randomly started somehow in your town?
No? Though I don't
Oh yeah, and stampedes.
really unorthodox tax collecting measures. Not certain that should include a pay increase, though. 150. I'm already paying for your new companion, so I think 150 is fair.
Fair. I'm okay with this. At least we're getting paid this time.
Okay. Piran nods. Says, "Well, if that's the agreement, then let me settle this. Our tab." And he turns and he snaps his fingers, and a couple of younger-looking individuals come over with like a really big chest. And without even really thinking, you see him like just like flick the chest open, and then with like one hand just scoop out a pile of coins, and he looks it over once and then hands it to you. We'll start with Vitani, and then he does another pile to Nathan, and another to Eleanor, and then last to Brysa. He does not count the coin. He just puts it in your hand.
No.
But
We're going to count them.
Oh,
make sure his bastard's not cheating us.
It's exactly 150, I guarantee you. I've been doing this for a long time.
You stink. Get out of here.
Well, thank you very much.
Of course. And there are plenty of more villages in the area if you're looking for more business. Certainly use more help collecting if until this tiger is dealt with. Hopefully, Nin will deal with this sooner or later.
If I were you, I would be very wary of the tiger because they're associated with demons.
Haran just kind of like glazes over in his expression, and he like narrows his eyes in on you, Brysa. Is that so? Before just nodding. Appreciate the insight. I'll do my best. And then he turns to all of you and says, I think Nin needed you actually. If you can help the idiot out, I'd greatly appreciate it. And just starts motioning for you all to leave.
So we will leave.
All right. All of you
will leave.
All right. All of you can mark 150 gold pieces. It was counted exactly if anyone was counting. You all have an additional 150 gold pieces.
What happened in the square?
Are you
I presume I'm asking Nathan because he's probably the smartest looking one who at least knows I'm not a cow.
Happened in the square?
In the market square.
Isn't it wrecked?
It's semi-wrecked, yeah.
I have no clue. Would I?
No one's sure. We went to work in the morning and we just found it destroyed and some threatening notes pinned to the board.
What sort of threatening notes?
Well, Eleanor is the only one who would have gotten a note. So, Eleanor, you got a note that basically said, like, go back to the hills.
Go back to your own country.
Yeah.
Did it look written in Infernal at all?
In what?
I don't know. Demon speak? Like, I'm a little paranoid now about the demons. Everywhere we go, it seems there's going to be demons.
Oh my gosh, they're just doing a roundabout around me. One will sit in my lap, and I'll move the one behind my back, and the other one will move behind my back. And we're just going in a loop, and I need you two to stop.
Sorry. I got double team.
Alright. From the note, Eleanor, since you've seen it, it was just written in common. It would not have appeared like written in. It was messy handwriting, but it was written in common.
It was common. It had to be. I want to be able to read it. I didn't speak demon.
Oh, fair point.
I don't think anyone speaks demon apart from demons. I don't think demon is a language.
Well, I'm sure they have to have one. I mean, everyone has one.
I don't know, maybe they communicate by senseless screaming. I suppose that would be a language of some sort.
Technically speaking, Eleanor is kind of the closest. There are really only one spoken language in the mortal world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess I was under the impression there were multiple.
Mm-mm. There's a common, there is a sign language, and then there is Runic. And those are the only 3 known languages in Philosophy and in this portion of the mortal world.
Ah, okay. Well, the demon we saw spoke.
That is true.
So here's a thought. We all like pastries and money. I would like to get to the bottom of whatever's going on, and we don't have a lot of leads outside of a destroyed town square and a threatening note from a xenophobic person
You do
or
have
people.
You have 2 notes you also collected from the camp. From Shin's tent.
Oh, I forgot. We had things in our inbox.
Look up the video on with.
All right, so this note here says, Chen, it is imperative that the routes between Nafar and Makaweri remain obstructed. Those fools in the capital think they can move across the country, leaving us exposed to the Empire's invasion. I will not leave my people to die while those nobles profit off this war. So long as your people are loyal to me, and Bai has assured me that you are, then your priority is keeping the roads in disarray. For your allegiance, I can assure you places in the new Nagura upper class with comforts you would never have received in the Empire. Betray me, though, and not even Bai will save you from me. Penamuayu is a small farming town, but I have a contact there who can help you navigate the swamps. Leave the Watchers alone if you see them. I have allies among the ranks, and it would be too risky to send their names, even with our correspondence burned. Any foreigners who travel towards Nafal should be eradicated without hesitation. Further, kill anyone who comes to investigate Penamuayu. Our allies will carry a gift Choi with them. Only these are to be left untouched. I don't trust the mercenaries you brought in this part burned away, but I trust your judgment. Do not fail me. The tiger puck? It's burned away too much for me to see. And I hand around the letter.
Okay.
Also, it's a good thing we've been making Choi miserable, because clearly she's... Oh, we need to find an inn or somewhere we can speak in private.
Oh, shit.
To the inn!
Eleanor, I do want, since you would know this, I want to point out that you know that Choi is the name of the resident spirit here. The 3 of you guys before you left made an offering to her at her tree. And that the Choi you know has the same name. So that's not a super uncommon name, just as a cultural reference point.
It might not be the same Troy. A local deity is called Troy, so a lot of people name their children that, thinking it'll bring them luck or something.
So how many people named Choya in this town?
Eleanor, make an insight check, since you would be the only one who knows that. Really good. 21. You know exactly how many Choys are in town. You went to school. Well, not really school, but like you know all of them. There are about 10. Town isn't crazy big. Some of them aren't like residents. Some of them like come in and they trade in town. So there are about 6 who live in town, and then about 4 who are common traders. And then
so that's 10.
Yeah. And then there's Choi the spirit, whose island 3 of y'all have been to.
Oh, and those 6 residents, does that include Troy, who we've just been travelling with and have made miserable?
Yes.
Has she seemed particularly suspicious over the course of our past 2 days being with her, or perhaps been randomly on fire at any point?
Randomly on fire?
I think we did notice if she was.
Make an insight check.
Okay. Well, the demons were on fire, so who knows?
Demons were not on fire.
Oh, they were burning things up. Oh, wow, that's bad.
Joy seems pretty on the up and up to you.
Of course she does.
She seems like a really anxious person, but that like is just like being like having anxiety. She doesn't seem like she's anxious about something she's keeping secret.
Okay.
She just needs some Xanax.
Fantasy Xanax. Okay. Brysa had suggested that you guys go to the inn, though. Is that something you guys are still doing?
Okay, to the inn.
Right.
Oh wait, I live here. Surely that's not my house.
Oh, you have a house here? You never mentioned to me that you live here.
Yes, I've got forgotten about.
Forgot where you live.
Well, I'd hate to invite myself in, but can we go to your house?
Yeah.
All right.
Everyone should be at work, so we won't be disturbed.
Why won't it let me select you? All right. So collectively, y'all make your way out of the functioning but being repaired marketplace across the river. Sorry, I'm just jumping all around. I figured that'd be easier. Across the bridge, you pass by the Crane's Crook, which is the main tavern in here, as well as Tap's Armory. You can hear Tap hard at work. As you slip into the smaller dirt paths, they're not even really defined roads, into the small housing in behind the main road businesses. And Eleanor, you lead the way into, it's not a big house, it's probably like a 3-room cabin in like a small communal, like everyone shares a well, everyone like shares there's like a community garden and a community like stockyard where everyone like kind of shares resources and pitches in. Eleanor's house, I will say, stands out to be a little bit different in design, chiefly because, well, I'm not going to say that because that's Eleanor's to say. But it definitely has a slightly different cultural inspiration on some of the designs. As y'all approach, there's no one in the house. Make your way in to this 3-ish room building. We'll say that Virathine cannot enter the house since she is a large creature. So it is just
probably destroy it.
Just the 4 of y'all with Baleen.
Okay. So should we open the cake and have some cake and discuss the people's names in the letter?
You seem a bit fixated on this cake.
I love sweets. Like, ever since I was a small child training, I loved to get away and eat sweets. And I was able to get away with it on more than one occasion because not only am I very sneaky despite these antlers, but also because I was able to disguise it as a sort of meditation practice to eat the cake and the pastries and focus on the flavors.
That is brilliant.
Right? As soon as I came across it, I thought it was the best thing and just kicked myself for not thinking of it sooner.
Right, okay, open the cake.
All right, everyone stand back. It's so sad Choi's not here to stand right next to it. And so I carefully open the cake.
All right. So like setting the cake kind of down on a table, you pull the string and like quickly pull back. And there is a slight delayed response. It's not like your hand immediately becomes covered in icing, but you like feel the cake like immediately expanding as you pop it open. And it kind of like bounces for a second before landing. But it looks as perfect as it was when it was wrapped up. And you now have a 3-tiered cream iced cake with fruit on it. It is like a sweet vanilla kind of lemony custard kind of cake dough.
Oh, this is wonderful. And I make sure to hold a handful out of the window so that Virathine can have some too.
Oh,
All right.
I'm not sure if that's healthy for her. Oh,
It's not, but then she's a conspirator in crime and can't chastise me later for eating it.
I was gonna say mark a bond, but then you just insulted her to her face, so like 0 bond.
Oh yes. Oh yes, it just evened out.
Yep. And Virathine is definitely sentient, so she knows an insult when she hears one. So, or a jab. So 0
Yes.
bond.
she's very insulted right now.
Yep. Just takes her cake and kind of stomps off.
She still took the cake.
It's cake. It's not gonna
She
argue
had
with
her
the cake.
cake and ate it too.
Yeah. All right, and let me know which note you guys are reading because I can pop it up on stream so that folks can read it too in the bad fonts. I think.
I was reading the burned away one first.
Okay. Well, then I have that one popped up for now.
Do you know anyone named Bai?
Should I do a insight check?
Yeah, anyone who wants to know if they know a buy, make an insight check.
Yeah.
I'm just rolling amazing.
Well,
Yeah, you're rolling really well. Take it. Okay. So, Eleanor, you don't know a buy. Like that name doesn't sound familiar. It doesn't really sound Nagaris. Nathan, however, you've been traveling a little bit. You've met a buy. You met them when you were being rerouted from your like ship across the Drakon when you originally were coming here. When you were rerouted from the Empire, which is currently being held by Orambella. You met some dock workers named Bai. It seemed like a pretty common name in the Empire. It is not, but that's like the ethnicity that it comes from. It comes from the region in the Empire. It doesn't really come from Nagura or Orambella.
I guess we should probably read the next letter. Do I have the next one, or does somebody else have it?
I mean, everyone has it, so anyone who wants to pull it out and start reading it, it's kind of in a community inventory.
That's the fancier looking one, right? Not
Yes,
the burn one.
sorry, they both say mysterious note. Let me edit that.
See if I
the
can.
mysterious note and fan. Oh, I can't read this one.
Hey, can you give me that charging wire, please? Yes.
I realized that I could put in translating notes after I made these, so unfortunately I don't have the text for it because I just did it in Photoshop, so I can read it if no one can read it.
I think I can read it. I can't. Is Nego-chin?
Negochin, yeah.
Nego-chin, your presence is clearly missed in Charleston,
Jeton.
Joton, but you are doing good work for the Empire. This tiger, as he fashions himself, is quite the threat, which makes him all the better of an ally. Despite his military experience, I doubt he will be much trouble to persuade in opening doors for the Empire. And when the Empire sees your service exposing, what's that word? Nagura to its control once more, I can assure you will find your status and your home restored. We need Nafa, or Fa.
Nafa, yeah.
Nafa, okay, to remain the capital with Orambella. Bella. Oh, nope, that text is too small. For our coast. The takeover on our coast. The takeover of Nagora needs to happen as quickly as possible. The Empire cannot waste time mobilizing across the country when Cyabella's, did I say that right?
Yeah, Sayabala.
Cyabella's Empress will send her navy to cut us off before we could reach
BioBT.
BioBT. By all means, take this task of helping Tiger
Inflame
tensions in Makamori and vital to this invasion. Vital to this invasion. Ugh. But I need to not explain this matter, say further. I trust you will be quite able to hold the Naguris conflict where we need it. If you can't, Shen, there are worse fates than exile. Are there? I have recruited. Right. I have recruited mercenaries from
Deandra
to help throw off our trail. If things become violent, it is their faces that people must see first. They're a rather devoted bunch to the spoken truth. Appease their wishes for
conversion.
But if they turn on us, do not hesitate to end matters. In all other matters that may arise, follow instructions from the Tiger until you receive further briefing from me. By Prisaka.
Hey GM, I have a question.
Yes, I might have an answer.
I don't want to metagame, but I'm wondering how much would I know about demons?
I mean, that actually is a really fair question. Brysa would probably know a lot about demons, considering you've been trained to defeat them. I would say make a history check to see how much you remembered from class.
Oh boy, considering how many times I skipped. Well, you said history?
I won't give you disadvantage this first time, but maybe if we're metagaming. Oh, you actually did really well. So, specifically, what are you asking about demons? Like, types of demons? Like, demon history in general? Or...
I don't want to spoil anything, but I, as a player, have an inkling about something.
Uh-huh.
Would you rather I say it out loud or message you about it later and just not bring it up now?
I mean, the book's been out for a while. Are you asking for a particular demonology?
Yeah.
I can give you a particular demonology and it will not spoil the book because the demon you encountered is not the type of demon that was encountered in the end of the first book.
Okay. So do you want me to say it? What I think it is?
Sure.
What do I know about Rakshasas?
What?
Rakshasas.
I don't know what that word is.
They're tiger people.
They're tiger demons.
Oh,
yeah.
They would not exist in
this
setting.
That makes perfect sense.
They wouldn't exist in this setting.
Okay. Because I was like,
I'm sorry. I thought you were doing a D&D. I thought you were referencing my book, and I'm like, oh no, don't worry, it's fine. No. Rakshasas wouldn't exist in this setting.
Okay. That actually alleviates a lot of worries I had.
No worries. No. Definitely don't exist.
Okay. Would I have any hints about demons that would exist in this world based on the letters we've received, specifically as it relates to, you know how you find, Thieves' Cantish type puzzles in letters that you can pick up on if you read them enough?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I'm looking for as I reread these over and over again.
Okay. I will say with that history check, and having like encountered the demons, you encountered 2 types of demons. So just from memory, you encountered the Maruch, which are kind of like the foot soldier demons. They're just kind of your run-of-the-mill demon devil kind of creature. And based on what you understand of the creature that took over Shin, the leader of the bandits, you believe it's a Balak, which is still a bad name now that I say it out loud. Which is kind of like a spy demon. It's kind of like a shadowy, possess other people kind of demon, and then it like infiltrates organizations. From the text, reading it over and over again, at least the tiger and Bai don't really seem to know anything about demons. From Bai's note, you can infer that like the closest proximity you could get to demons, which are mostly within the spoken truth realm of beliefs, is that maybe the Deandrins that they hired, the Deandrin mercenaries that they hired, might know something about it. But other than the 2 bandits you left alive weren't Deandrin. They were, where they definitely like they didn't appear Deandrin, because like Nathan is Deandrin. The 2 people you left alive didn't look like Nathan.
Okay. So then I guess follow-up question for the party. Where is the nearest chapel for the spoken truth?
There's an oratory in town.
Do I know that?
You make an insight check. Or make just a perception check, actually. It wouldn't be insight, because you've just seen it.
I'd probably know, I assume.
I mean, you probably...
Ow!
Yeah.
Shit.
You okay?
You're right.
Yeah, my cat clawing at me right now.
Sorry. Yeah, Eleanor, you would know because you live here.
Ow!
Okay, should I do a perception check?
Well, you just know where it is because you live here. It's not a big
Okay.
town.
Oh no!
I will say though, Brysa, you did also notice it. There was a small kind of like recently built oratory. It's not got a lot of stained glass, and you did notice like just on the outside there was a lot of graffiti on the building. But it is building 10 on the map.
Okay. How does everyone feel about going to church?
Take me to church.
Not yet. Not that church yet.
My mother would be delighted. She's always trying to make me go to church.
Well, Eleanor, is it your family? They follow the spoken truth, or they follow the other spirits, right?
I can't remember.
I think you said, yeah. I think that's what you said. So you guys wouldn't have a church. You would go to that island that you, or you would have like an altar in your house.
I would like to change what I just said to. My mum keeps wishing we could go to church, but I don't think this is what she meant.
Well, I think I'd like to go talk with the divine is the head over everything, right?
The blessed is the head over everything.
The blessed is the head over everything. What did they call the person that's just in charge of the chapel again?
A mother or a father.
Okay. I would like to go speak with the person in charge of the chapel. Anyone care to come with?
Does anyone else follow the spoken truth?
I do. So I'd probably come.
I don't, but I feel like coming anyway.
All right.
Alrighty, let me pull up who actually is going to be at the building. Alright, so you guys, everyone is going to the oratory?
I think.
Yeah.
But please don't tell my mother.
went to the Satan Church.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, okay. You guys head across town, back over to the oratory. On closer inspection, you definitely see graffiti on the outside of the building. Kind of kneeling outside, you see a young woman, human. She is wearing a habit and the tabard of the clergy of the Spoken Truth. She's just kind of out there, like, slowly making her way around the building, like, just cleaning things up. Kind of, like, sees you and then looks back at the wall, like, just focusing on what she's doing. And even, like, you see her, like, kind of wince when she sees people walk by, and she just kind of, like, focuses in on her work.
Hello.
All right. Let me think of a voice for her. Oh my gosh. I can't just do another nervous lady because then it's just Choi all over again.
I think a lot of people would be a nervous lady at the sight of a human with these giant horn things.
That's fair. All right. We'll try to do. I'll try. Hello. Can I help you?
Yes, are you the mother of the chapel?
More or less. I'm Sister Aaliyah. How can I help you today, my child?
I am Brysa. I'm the World Walker.
I'm rolling a check on this. I'm sorry, I'm rolling a check on everyone. She kind of gives you a once over, Brysa, and like kind of does a double take, and then just kind of like pauses, staring at your antlers, before like just kind of like she like just kind of like I don't know how to express it. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's not surprise, but it's definitely like relief and like oh, thank the speaker. Kind of like I didn't think the speaker would ever answer my prayers like this. This place is awful. Thank you so much for coming.
So you're the reason I was dragged here.
Beg your pardon?
I didn't choose to come here. I was dragged. Well, metaphysically of a sort. I suppose you were to thank for that. And now I have to deal with demons.
She immediately goes from relief to like worry. Like, World Walker, I've never asked that of you. I'm sorry. I didn't ask for anyone the speaker to send you. I didn't mean for it to be a grievance or anything. I merely meant that it just would be nice to not.
Oh, it's fine. I'm here now. Let's go inside and I'll fill you in on all the demon business, since apparently this is going to be my base of operations for a little bit.
Okay. I guess follow me. And she just kind of puts down her rag and like pulls up the hem of her skirt and like leads you all into the oratory. Like I said, it's not.
Buck up, pun intended. Buck up. My gosh. I can't have a worrisome mother flitting about, worrying about who knows what, when we have to worry about demons. What if they swarm the village? You'll have to be in charge.
Well, I'm not a mother, but and she just kind of just like continues in, leads you into the oratory. It's just kind of like she's holding her head up, but she's like clearly worried. And confused by what you're telling her, Brysa, as she leads you in. It is a small building. It's like maybe 15 by 15 with a small altar and like 3 rows of pews, and like 1 statue. It's not even really that big of a heart. And she just kind of leads you in, and she says, "I can go get tea or food or welcome, of course, to use this building, World Walker."
Maybe something to calm your nerves.
I like that agreement. And she walks off. I'll be back with tea in a minute.
I would like to very subtly whisper to my companions, this is what we've got to work with. Seems like you lot are the most competent people in this dimension so far.
I feel like that was a stealth insult.
Those are backwards compliments.
I mean, she is going in the back room. It isn't that big of a building. Let me see if she heard it.
It was a backwards compliment.
She definitely heard you, but she is not responding. She comes back in about 5 minutes with a tray of cups and a pot of tea, and sets it down at one of the tables by the pews and kind of pulls it over in her habit to the pew and like just takes a seat at the end. Pours a cup for herself and sits cross-legged, one leg over the other knee, and just kind of sips and says, "For my nerves." And just keeps drinking.
Think you need something stronger than tea for your nerves.
I don't think drinking to avoid our problems really solves them, young lady.
No one said they were going to solve them.
Ah, there we go. There's a bit of a fight in her. So what weapons do you use?
I don't. I'm a sister of the spoken truth. If you're looking for weapons, you need a prophet.
No. You'll need weapons. Trust me. At least that's how all the stories go. Eventually the priest either uses a weapon and conquers the demon, or they die. Like, I'm the one that's going to send them all back, but if one attacks you, you're going to have to defend yourself.
All right. Well, I feel like I'm fairly safe. You know that the clergy of the spoken truth can't be possessed by demons. It's a rather nice immunity. I'm not too worried about it.
Oh, I'm not worried about you getting possessed. I'm worried about you getting slashed. There's a little bit of a difference there.
That's fair. I think I can handle my own. And she kind of just like flicks her hand, and like a couple of lights like flicker on the tips. So I'm no mother, but I know some magic.
Good. So, and then I begin to fill her in on literally everything.
Okay.
Like, I am going to tell her the truth from the moment that I was enjoying my pastry in the field until now. And there will probably be attitude and exasperation and complaints about why there's a child with a knife and somehow she's the weird one of the group and everything else.
Okay. So Aaliyah, kind of like, she listens. She definitely seems a little exasperated about all of it. She did just have a group of 4 people and their wild dog come into her church after she was cleaning graffiti on the outside off of it. It's not exactly Aaliyah's best day. She's definitely listening. She following details. She like asks questions to follow up. And as you kind of like finish, she just kind of like pushes the tea tray towards you and says, "That's a lot, dear. Speaker help you."
Speaker, help us all right now.
If the speaker wills it, then he will.
Who, if I may ask, did the graffiti?
Well, kids here, we're not exactly, I'm something of a mission here on behalf of the high seat, but Nagura predominantly follows the elder spirits. I try to be respectful of the faith, but converting is not exactly a simple matter. But patience preserve me, the speaker will all things to be fine in the end.
Well, the way to win over the town is not by cleaning up after their graffiti and tolerating it, nor is it retaliating. We'll have to show them that We're here to help.
I would agree with that idea. I've done my best, although maintaining my home has been something of a interest and safety in a foreign country. And I will say, after having spent an hour or so talking to Aaliyah, you can tell she's not Nagurese. She's definitely from somewhere else. Best guess, based on your companions, Brysa, either from where Nathan is from or from where Eleanor is from. But she's definitely not local.
Okay. Well, here's the thought. Eleanor, do you mind us staying here for a while?
No.
All right. I hand the priestess the gold that I got from the quest.
Okay.
And so 150 gold.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell her, use some of this for your chapel, but I want you to use some of it to help fix the marketplace. And tomorrow morning, you and I, and Verathine, if I can get her to listen, will go out there and help clean it up.
Okay. And she just kind of looks at the coin, and she looks at you, and she smiles, and she says, "Speaker really did send you, didn't he?" And that's where we're gonna wrap it up for tonight. What's up, guys? Welcome to the end of the video, and welcome to the outro, new outro. You guys haven't seen this one yet on this campaign, so yeah, welcome to this new outro. So yeah, let's go through things real quick. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. We cannot thank you guys enough for continuing to watch and support this campaign. It is slowly getting better and better, and the great news is that one, we have all this fantastic art, but also we finally found a player who is going to swap in for Nathan. So you'll get to meet them and their new character soon in just a couple of episodes. If you want to get access to that soon, go check out our Patreon. All our patrons get access to all of the streams early, as well as a bunch of other cool rewards. So if you ever want to go the extra mile to help support the podcast, go check out our Patreon. It helps us so much, and we really can't thank you guys enough. In general, for just going above and beyond and helping us with that. However, we have a giveaway for anyone and everyone who is interested, and we've been trying to give away this prize since the start of the podcast, so please enter. All you have to do is share the podcast. You can reblog it, retweet it, reshare it off of something that either I or one of the other players share it off of. But all the original posts obviously help us the most. All you gotta do is share it, and then send us a screenshot of where you did it, since we count platforms like Discord as a place where you can share it, which you can't really do a hashtag for, so it's gotta be a screenshot. Put it down below, one entry for every single different place you share it can be another entry to win. And yeah, we really want to give away this signed hardback of my book, Wordwalker's Stolen Secret. Someone please enter to win a copy of this book so I can give it something else away. So yeah, with that said, that's gonna be it, and we will see you guys soon.